Here's left. Pulls up, looking for the lead, and he got it. Jaylin Williams, 2 seconds, 1:11.109. Now SGA, probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down. The Thunder finally get the defensive stop, and SGA puts them in front.
I'm Jaylin Williams. You're listening to Topic Thunder.
Hello, and welcome into another episode of Topic Thunder, presented by betonline.ag. I am your host today. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, we're doing a little bit of a switcheroo. Normally Dylan's the host, and now it's up to me. And kind of gave away who's else on the podcast if you are listening via audio, but I have Thunder Chats, Dylan. Dylan, how is your Tuesday evening going besides your allergies?
Yeah, allergies acting up in a big way. My nose is consistently running. My voice has dropped like 2 octaves, so I got a really deep voice right now. It's great. I used to have a little space heater in this room that would help out in the wintertime, but it is not working. There's no heating in this room. It's poorly insulated. It was an addition, so I have a blanket on my lap. I got my hat on. I'm freezing right now, so just powering through. Here to talk some Thunder basketball. Missed the last few podcasts, so I wanted to be on today.
Yeah, I'm in a similar situation. It's not poorly insulated, but I've kind of ignored turning on my heater. I just don't want to. I'm trying to save money, and it's I think like 25 degrees right now, so it's. I'm right by my back door, which is where the least insulated area is in the house. So I'm right there with you. I have a jacket on as well. We're going to power through. Real quick before we move on, if you are on a podcast audio platform, make sure to download all of that. Follow us, give us a 5-star review. If you are on our YouTube right now, please be sure to like and subscribe. You can follow us on all of our social media platforms at OKC Topic Thunder. With that out of the way, let's talk about this game, Dylan. We have officially clinched our way into the NBA Cup with a win tonight against the Utah Jazz, which ended up being a blowout, even though it did not start that way. But by the second quarter, it sort of felt like the Thunder realized, oh yeah, we are actually a considerably better team than this Jazz team, who are very young, very capable of turning over the ball, etc. And we just kind of put on the Jets. By the time the fourth quarter came around, it was over. For some reason, the Jazz had their starting lineup in the whole time. Not sure why. I guess they're going for point differential there. But regardless, ended up being a pretty nice win for us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It had us worried there early. I'm going to say the first half. Like, I want to say the first quarter. Like, the first part of the first quarter, we came out kind of sluggish. Wasn't getting a lot going. The Jazz took an early lead. I think it was like 19-14. And, we called a timeout. And after that, we refocused. We came out. We forced a lot of turnovers. That helped us kind of get into rhythm. And then it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, Jazz led by as much as 9, which it looks to me like it's about halfway through the first quarter. But then, since then, the turnover battle was the factor, and set a lot of records tonight. First half, most forced turnovers with 19. And then you can correct me on this. I can't remember. I didn't have it pulled up. Paris Lawson tweeted it out, but I think it was 48 points off of turnovers.
I know it's 40-something.
It was 40-something. You can maybe double check. Well, I don't. But the point was the turnover battle. We knew going into this, the Jazz were not good in that category. We are one of
41
the teams. 41, excuse me. 41 points off of turnovers for the Oklahoma City Thunder, which was also a franchise record. So just that part of the game was essentially what made this a blowout. So huge credit to the defense. A lot of steals tonight, a few from several players in the starting lineup. So just all around a really good defensive game. And we also got at the very end some Brendan Carlson minutes. He didn't score a bucket, but he made some free throws. He was out there. He had a good time.
Yeah. That's the guy that people have been beckoning to play over Dylan Jones. So, I mean, I'm not a Dylan Jones truther for this team either, but Brendan Carlson's not the answer, guys. I promise. Like I've been telling you.
He was fine. He had a decent defensive stop there. It was pretty nice. But yeah, he's definitely not cracking the rotation anytime soon. But it was cool to see him get some minutes. All right.
Yeah. So we actually ended the game with 45 points off turnovers. We also ended up forcing 29 turnovers total.
In total, game. Yeah.
So just nuts performance.
Very nice. Yeah, very capable for this team. But yeah, the Jazz just did not have an answer for that on the offensive end for them. So let's jump into our single large items today. And to be honest, I think there's a lot of different directions you can go with this one. There wasn't like a low-hanging fruit, so to speak. So I'll let you start first, Dylan. What is your single large item of the game?
I mean, there's a very low-hanging fruit that I usually take, but we're on a different streaming site now. We're on Restream, no longer StreamYard, so we don't have all of our stuff transferred over. So I'm just gonna be playing this over my phone real quick. Let me get it ready here.
They're gonna need something.
Oh, wrong one.
Oh no!
Where did it go?
Oh wow. No! I think I know exactly what you are playing.
That's so terrible. I'll find it.
While you're doing that, texting in the chat saying Chet mate that like button. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we like that.
Nature, a regular in the streams.
All right,
James
I've got it.
As well in the chat. Shout out. All right, let's hear what it is. It's December.
It's December. Y'all know what time it is.
You know the time.
Oh my God! Santa here? You know him. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town.
It just feels so great to hear it once again, man. It's Santa season, baby. Believe in Santa. Hashtag believe in Santa. Jaylin Williams. He took the whole Santa responsibilities personally. Absolutely just carrying the load in December once again tonight. 28 points on 66% shooting. Only had 2 rebounds, but he had 5 assists and 3 steals. And man, some of these steals, like I swear he had more than 3 steals. I don't think he got credited with all the steals that he actually had.
Yeah.
All the deflections that he actually caused, all the turnovers he caused. I mean, he was everywhere. And in the third quarter, him and Shai, I'm sure somebody's gonna talk about Shai at some point as well. Like in the third quarter, him and Shai literally was just like going back and forth, just shot for shot with each other, and outscoring the Jazz by themselves in the third quarter. But yeah, like the full arsenal was on display. He was getting to the rim. He was finishing lobs. He was blowing up passing lanes to get easy fast break dumps. He was getting to his midi. He only hit 1 3 tonight, which is kind of uncharacteristic for him at this point. But like I said, he was just getting to the rim at will. And some of those steals, it's really crazy whenever you watch him. He goes cross body a lot and pokes the ball from the opposite hand. And the reason he's able to do that is because he has a freaking 7'2" wingspan. So he has these gigantic arms that he's able to reach across your body, poke the ball without even making contact with you. So he's kind of a cheat code defensively. But yeah, Santa was deep in his bag tonight. He was pulling up from the North Pole. He was climbing up the ladder, coming down the chimney. He left Cole in all the Jazz stockings, and it was a gift to watch him play.
Like you said, his length is, you kind of forget about it because so many NBA prospects that come out have these ridiculous wingspans nowadays. And that's not to discredit, Dub's freaky athleticism by any stretch, but it's more so just to credit him with the fact that he is able to use it in a way that can be so efficient defensively and just poke that away without creating any contact. That in and of itself is a skill that requires more than just being athletic. And I think he kind of got that from Shai a little bit, rubbed off a little bit on him because he's also kind of got a ridiculous wingspan and can do some similar things as well. But yeah, Dub's game defensively was great. I was also really happy offensively because the Rockets game, he was pretty inefficient. We've been seeing some ups and downs from him. He had a period where, it was right around that time he got whacked in the face. He was automatic. Right after that, he was still automatic, but then a couple of games he would kind of cool off. He would not be as consistent, and now we're kind of seeing that turn again back to very much automatic. I don't remember how many times he actually hit his normal sort of mid-range, but I know he got there at least a couple times tonight out of those 12 made field goals. So he was getting control again of his offensive game for sure. So shout out Dub, all-star in the making. I don't know how you can argue otherwise. If you do, then you're just a bona fide hater at this point.
Idiot.
Just an idiot, dude. So yeah, J-Dub led the team in points, 28 for the team. So I'm glad you took that. I was worried you were going to take my little steal here because we always talk Shai, we always talk Dub. If Chet's playing, we talk Chet. Isaiah Joe, my friend, had himself a redemption night like no other. I've mentioned this on my Twitter, but I'll say it here too. I am 100% confident that Mark Dagnall and whoever else was in the coaching staff sat him down after that game and was like, look, dude, you cannot go 0 of 1 for a game. Like, we need you out there taking shots, firing it off. We've got iHeart to give you space. We can give space with other pick and rolls, dribble handoffs. You got to take those shots. That's what you're here for. And he was uber aggressive, more aggressive than he even is on an average day. So I think whatever the coach or whoever told him in practice, it fired him up. He was ready to play. He had a season high 19 points. He had a season high 5 made 3-pointers, 5 of 9. He was also aggressive driving. He had a pretty sick dunk, I think, in the first half. Very, very nice poster. Not the same level as his other poster from a few seasons ago, but it was up there. It was up there. So just overall, very, very aggressive. So just absolutely love to see that from Isaiah Joe.
Yeah, it was almost more impressive, honestly, than his other poster, because his other poster, like, it was definitely cooler. But, it was like in fast break, like cocked back, slam it down. But in this one, was in the half court off of a jab step. You don't have as many steps to build up momentum. And he kind of just went like straight up and just like got it over the rim and dunked on the dude. So yeah, very impressed by that. But no, I mentioned we got off to a slow start in this game. Really, Kendrick Williams and Isaiah Joe came in and changed the game for us, both offensively for Isaiah Joe and defensively for Kendrick Williams. But like you kind of mentioned, and I tweeted about it as well. Isaiah Joe was everywhere, man. Like, he was hitting moon balls. He hit a couple mid range. He was finishing around the rim with those dunks. He was getting after it defensively. He ran the pick and roll with Isaiah Hartenstein and got an assist to him.
It was a weird, it was like a dribble handoff, and then it was a pick and roll. It was like back to back.
He had 4 assists, man. He had a skip pass to Jaylin Williams in the corner on a fast break too. It was like, what is happening here? Yeah, Isaiah Joe was great, and as kind of like a smuggle into another single large item. I just want to talk about the triumvirate of him, Cason Wallace, Aaron Wiggins. They've kind of been taking turns starting, coming off the bench, doing whatever. But last year, the reason the Thunder was really good is because Shai, Dub, and Chet were really good. But the next reason is just how uplifting the bench was. There was many games where all these guys were putting up double digits. They're all shooting super efficiently from the field, super efficient from 3-point line. They can all lock in defensively. And we haven't seen all 3 of them really lock in together all season long. We saw it tonight. We mentioned Isaiah Joe's 19 points, but Cason had 12 points, 4 assists, 3 steals himself. He hit 5 of 9 from the field, hit his only 3-point attempt. And then Aaron Wiggins had 16 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, and a block, 54% from the field, 6 of 11, and hit 2 of 5 from 3, good for 40% from 3. So when those 3 guys are clicking, it makes us that much more dangerous, because we saw in the playoffs how important your role players are. not necessarily ours, but from other teams. So I would like to be on the giving end of the role players killing teams in the playoffs this year. And if they play like they did tonight, then we're well on our way.
I think also what was a big factor in them being able to sort of get unlocked, so to speak, was that third quarter where it really started from Dub and Shai, where they were ultra aggressive, and I think that really sort of changed the defense of Utah's defense to have to sort of pull out and contest them a little bit more. And just that subtle shift allowed these other role players to actually produce a lot more. I'd have to go back and double check, like how many of their points were in that third quarter. I know Isaiah Joe's were not, but I want to say that Wiggins had quite a bit more impact in there. Just kidding. He didn't play in the third quarter, so disregard that. But the point is, the people that were, whoever it was on the floor at the time with Shai and Dub, the third quarter thunderstorm was possible, not just because of those two, but you've also got those other guys that can now get a little bit more penetration in the defense or get a little bit more of an open kick out. So those little things kind of bled throughout the entire second half. And yeah, those role players are the guys that are going to be the make or break for a playoff game, because you can't just rely on your top guys to do everything. You need to move it around. I will say this is a little bit of a pivot, but I was just looking at it. How do you? I want to know. I don't know if anyone who's listening now will be able to tell us, but has there ever been I guess there probably has been, but a team with 4 different players who record at least 3 steals? Because we had Dub, Shai, Wallace, and Wiggins all with 3 steals. That feels like a StatMuse thing that you could look up, so maybe we can. But I just noticed that a second ago when I was reading their defensive stats. So Alex in the chat, vibes are immaculate. You are correct. The vibes are tremendous.
Shout out to Boy Jack, the GOAT.
Shout out. By the way, did you see the post-game interview? They did.
I saw a couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah, we had the Brendan Carlson bark, but we also had a little. It was just it wasn't anything particularly special. It was just sort of the players seemed in a really good mood, and I enjoyed the vibes.
The vibes were high.
Vibes. Yeah, all defensive team. By the way, I don't remember who. I forget who put it on the timeline, but someone was throwing out J-Dub all defense. Just wanted to throw that out and see what you thought about that.
I mean, yeah, it would be really cool. But I think that much like it was disingenuous to have Shai getting all defensive team votes last year, I think that Dub is able to do what he's doing defensively, and Shai's able to do what he's doing defensively because of Lou Dort, picking up like the best guy, and usually Chet, but now Isaiah Hartenstein, kind of cleaning up the middle and locking down the middle. So they are great defenders, but I don't think that they are one of the 10 best defenders in terms of like, and even if we're like a top defense, and you're awarding 2 guys, I mean, Lou Dort is like far overdue for
he's definitely
that recognition.
There's no question. Yeah.
Chet was gonna be a lock for that, and so like I don't think Hartenstein, like, he's adequate. Like, he's good defender, but he's like nowhere near what Chet was. So if you're giving 2 defender spots, I would give it to Dub over Shai. But I don't see them. I don't see them rewarding him for that personally.
Yeah. I mean, I would actually, I didn't agree with the tweet either. I don't think he is going to get all defense, but it was just sort of I saw a little initial ground swelling of it on the timeline. So,
I mean, he has been great on the defense this year.
He's been very good. Yeah.
He's taken all challenges like 1 through 5. Like, he's absolutely killing it. Yeah, I found a stat on accident earlier. I was looking for something else entirely.
I
I stumbled onto defensive win shares, and I Isaiah Hartenstein, Chet, like, they're 1-2, but one played 5 games, one played 10 games. So it's kind of skewed a little bit. But Shai is right there in the top 10. Dub is also right there in the top 10. Caruso's right outside the top 10. And then I think I didn't take a screenshot of it, but Kaysen's like right around there as well. And I think the top 30. And Wiggins and Joe are on the list too. Like it's kind of nuts. How many versatile, good defenders are on this team. And Bojack said, like, this isn't even the good version of our defense. Like we still don't have Caruso, who was an All NBA first All-Team All-NBA defense last year, and Chet Holmgren, who was just absolutely wrecking shop earlier in the season. Like I don't think people understand what this team is capable of when they're healthy, which is what makes all the Rockets game discourse from the last game that much more frustrating, but I digress.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking now at the Utah side of things. Lauri Markkanen, 4 of 11, 1 of 6. Sexton with 5 turnovers. You had Keontae, 2 of 9 from 3 and 4 turnovers. John
What's
Collins.
funny is he made his first 2 threes.
I was just about to say this. I had Keontae George under 2.5 threes, and I was sweating the entire game.
Yeah,
because he literally hit those first 2, and then missed the next 7. So, but then John Collins with 5 turnovers as well. So I mean, just obviously we mentioned the record turnovers is going to be a lot of that, but I mean even holding Lauri to 4 of 11, that's a win in of itself too. Just sort of again another piece to the puzzle of how good this defense truly is, even when it's not at 100%.
What was crazy is, and I know this on Twitter as well, and I talked about it in the chat, but we have Blue Dort guarding Lauri Markkanen whenever he was on the floor.
I was about to bring this up too, yeah.
And the Jazz have Lauri Markkanen guarding Shai,
which
why?
That was surprising, but it was also that first quarter, it was just like, it was frustrating because why are you not going after these mismatches more than you were at the beginning? And granted, we won, and we sort of did start to switch towards those mismatches later on. He did start hitting or start taking advantage of both Lauri and Walker Kessler, because Walker Kessler, I don't know how they didn't attack him more, because he is so slow-footed. Shai can get by him in like 2 steps. But initially, at least, when you were watching that first quarter and they were down by 7-9, it was just like, why are we not taking advantage of this more? Why was this not part of the game plan? And if we had lost, I was going to come on here and say, after that Rockets loss, you definitely thought they were going to be fired up and ready to go, but they definitely came out slow. And again, they didn't take advantage of those mismatches, but they eventually did. And like you said, Lauri being on Shai doesn't make a lick of sense. I guess I would have probably put Sexton on him, but I guess that was their choice they made. But they eventually did, and Shai eventually did sort of figure it out. He ended up with 26, which is still a little bit lower than what you typically see of him. But the double big man roster is one that I feel like if we scheme correctly, we can always run them off the court.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Something else I wanted to kind of point out in terms of like tonight's game that I thought was interesting. Third quarter here recently, like Mark will play Dub in the beginning of it, and then he'll sub him out, after like 4 minutes, and kind of let Shai just rock with whoever's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight he kept Shai and Dub in the entire third quarter. And you saw what happened. Like, you saw how good that quarter was in terms of like the scoring. At one point, Shai and Dub had outscored the Jazz, I think 19-16, like midway through the third quarter, and that was by themselves. Like they were playing off each other perfectly. They were in absolute zones, and I kind of wish that we could see maybe longer stretches in the third quarter before you pull Dub, and have Shai running out there with the guys, because I get why you want to do it, because you want to kind of like stagger Dub and Shai in the middle so you can have them in the beginning and the ending of games. But if you play them longer stretches together in the third quarter, you might not have to play either one of them in the fourth quarter as much.
That's that would be nice. Yeah, you know what? Let's just have you both play all the minutes in the second half at the same time immediately and just blow these teams out. Obviously, that's not always going to happen, but I do see your point. And yeah, to sort of go back on, that idea of what could be a possibility is when you get into these, because this is not the first time that the Thunder have sort of played with their food a little bit and then come out in the third quarter and just actually play to their expected level of competition and not play down to it. We saw that, I think, with the Hawks. It was probably, I think there was another team around there too, where we sort of just didn't really figure it out until that second half. So this isn't new for us, but yeah, with the rotations, especially if you get a little bit more minutes of Shai and Dub, we saw the potential of what it could be. I just want you to really think about these shooting splits that I'm about to read to you in the third quarter. We went 16 of 20 in the third quarter.
Man,
we missed 4 shots the entire quarter.
Yeah.
An absurd shooting level. And it wasn't even that it was crazy shots. Everything was very open. It was very easy, but it was just so much spacing can happen if Shai and Dub are able to get where they need to get, which they usually do. And so I know Utah's not the pinnacle defense out there, so you can't, I'm not trying to say that this is a sustainable thing.
Yeah.
But you can certainly hit like 60% shooting in a quarter, and that's still amazing. We shot 80% in the quarter today. So like that type of offensive efficiency, it's really cool to see, and it makes you feel that really good efficiency, like 50, 60%, like I said, is very, very sustainable if we can sort of get those rotations, like you said, and have more Dub in that third quarter as opposed to pulling him early.
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of burying the lead. We've talked around him at this point, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was awesome in this game.
Really good.
And I feel like we need to just highlight him for a second because
he's really good.
Ho hum 26, 6, 7, and 3. Whatever. 57
Not a minute in the fourth.
Field. Yeah, no minutes in the fourth quarter. Hit 2 of 6 from 3. But he really had the full gamut going. Obviously the mid range is always there. He was finishing well inside. He got Laurie and Kessler off the ground with a mean fake, and finished the runner.
Insane.
He had some really nice passes tonight, including a one-handed laser, no look laser to Kaysen right under the rim. He finished an underhanded lob pass that was, dare I say, perfect to Jaylin Williams, which is a huge step for Shai because
kind of looked like that KD lob to Russ. A lot of people were mentioning. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I will say, Dub, you gotta do a better job of finishing because Russ's finish was pretty nasty on that.
Very electric,
And Dub caught it 2 hands for safety, but it was Shai even said after the game he's not been the greatest lob thrower, so he feels like he's getting better, and that was the best one that I've seen him throw. So very, very, very fun to see Shai, kind of in his bag. And, like we said, in just 3 quarters, he was, especially in the third quarter, he was getting everything that he wanted. The last thing that we saw before halftime was he hit a pull-up 3 over Walker Kessler and Colin Sexton. And that was just a jumping off point for the rest of the game because he just absolutely went nuts. So shout out Shai. Shout out to
third quarter stats for Shai. 15 points on 6 of 6. 1 of 1 from deep, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, all in the third quarter. Absolutely perfect.
Nice.
Also 109 true shooting percentage. So I don't even know how that's possible, but it is. So yeah, he would have had, if this was anywhere close of a game, I think he would have been flirting with 40 points in this game. So It kind of sucks that this has to be a record. We have to be on pace for a record of number of games Shai is not playing the fourth quarter, because it kind of skews his his overall averages.
Mm-hmm.
We need to start doing per 36 for the MVP races, so we can factor that in. But he was in the literally perfect in the second half. And Alex mentioned in the chat 40% from three his last 10 games. He's been, I mentioned this on the Rockets recap too. He's been his volume, his efficiency is catching up to his volume now.
Yeah. Yeah. All those threes that you guys were, I don't say you guys like you, but like some of you Thunder fans was freaking out about. I'll say not me. But yeah.
I was pointing at the audience. You in the audience, if you were one of those people.
Yeah, all these threes y'all were freaking out about early in the season. This is why he was taking them, because he had to get game reps, and he's got game reps. He's more comfortable, and he's kind of picking his spots a little bit more, and it's a nice variety. There was a shout out to my guy Jace. I think his name is at Jace Hoops. He tweeted out something this morning. It was like he hand tracked Shai's 3-point attempts, and he put them in a graph of step backs, pull ups, and catch and shoot.
Yeah.
And it kind of showed the volume and everything. But we got the full gamut tonight: catch and shoot, step back, and pull ups. I think he made one of each tonight. So nope, he didn't. He only made 2 threes. So he made that catch and shoot in the corner. I know that one, and then he made the pull up before halftime.
Yeah.
In terms of trying it though, we saw the full gamut. So. Yeah, I mean, who knows what would have happened if he would have got to play the fourth quarter. Maybe his percentages tank a little bit, or maybe he makes a couple more. Maybe he gets 40%, maybe he gets 50%. You never know. So, yeah, love seeing what we saw out of Shai. And, another thing we're bringing the lead on, a guy that didn't win Player of the Week one time, won the Western Conference Player of the Month. So, shout out Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for defying all odds.
And this is always the best player of the month to win, because it's both October and November, so it just really shows that he was dominant over a longer stretch. So just wanted to throw that in there as well.
Keep that in mind, boys.
Keep that in mind.
Another thing we're bearing the lead on though, Tierney, with the victory tonight, with some other help from another team tonight, the Thunder clinched Group B, and we are headed to the Emirates NBA Cup.
We are in, boys. It was always the cup. Respect the cup. I think Schlecht has been saying respect the cup, so I'm going to be doing that as well. We respect the cup around here. We will be competing for a trophy. It's still a little early to figure out who our matchup is, and the situation is very convoluted at the time of recording this. It is a 3-point game between the Warriors and Nuggets, and an 8-point game between the Rockets and Kings, both of which those games matter into who we play. So we have no idea. I mean, basically it boils down to we're going to play the Rockets or the Warriors. We just don't know which one. And there's too many scenarios to figure out. So it is going to be those 3 teams: Thunder, Rockets, Warriors. And then the Mavericks are the 4 seed officially, but those other 3 teams are going to be ranked 1, 2, and 3. So there is a chance our game is on the road, but there is also a chance that both of our games are at home. So we kind of have 2 possibilities, 2 extremes, I guess, on whether we're going to be playing on the road. I did also see in the timeline some complaints about, why do we want to play games against top level teams right now while we're not hurt, or while we are hurt, while we're not at 100%? And to that, I just want to say we have to play games anyway. We're not these games would have been scheduled regardless of whether we made it in the knockout round or not. And why would you not want to play the best competition? Why would you not want to get more reps with top playoff potential teams? I think that Rockets game on Sunday was fantastic, even though we lost, to get some good exposure to what a playoff level game is going to be. I thought that was a very similar environment to what it could be. And I think you're going to get the same thing in the NBA Cup. So I don't agree with those people. I think it's awesome we are in. And yes, we do have to play one extra game if we make it to the finals. So there's that. But before that, we're just playing those games anyway. So you might as well play the highest competition. That's loser talk, if you're saying that. Loser talk.
Hey, we're there, man. Might as well win at this point. Yeah, no, I'm very excited. I hope that we can make it to Vegas. Just because that would be a really cool thing. I think Cone is going to Vegas for the NBA Cup, so
Nice.
that'll be really cool for him to be able to watch the Thunder play there. So. Yeah, for anything else, do it for Cone. But yeah, in the post game, they were asking the guys about it, and they said that Jaylin Williams has been really locked into the cup, like trying to figure out, the scenarios and everything.
Might as well.
And it said that he wants the prize money. And what's funny is Jaylin hasn't played a minute this year, and we don't know if he's going to be playing, at the NBA Cup. So like it's the true, like, your whole team, your whole group did all the work for the project, but you still get an A.
I love that mentality. Work smarter, not harder. That's what they say.
Yeah. So I hopefully Jay will gets his bag.
I hope so too. I hope that for him a lot. But what is the prize money? Is that
$1 million? I'm pretty sure.
Hell yeah. Get your bag, dude. Does Adam Flagler get $1 million too?
Yeah.
No disrespect on Adam Flagler. I don't know why he was the first person that came to mind there.
Yeah, I think it's everybody on the roster. I don't know if two-way.
Okay.
I'm gonna see a two-way guys count.
I don't know. Yeah, like 2-league and two-way players in G League. I don't know, but if they do, shout out them. That's awesome. That's actually like probably legitimate money for them because these other guys are. It's like
okay, so they don't win $1 million. They win 500,000. Two-way contracts get half of that. They get 250,000.
That's still decent. I think percentage-wise, that's still better.
Give me 0.01% of that, and
I will gladly take $2,000 if I could be on a winning team.
Shoot, Presty, Venmo me 20, and I'll be happy.
I'd be cool with that. Just put in a couple of bets, 20.
Yeah.
Make 2,000. Yeah, but that's good. Shout out them. If I had to put my money on, or let's leave who would you rather play between the Warriors or the Rockets? Because we're not going to know by the time this podcast ends because the game's going to last a little bit longer. We're literally going to find out an hour after this, so maybe right at the end, but unfortunately we won't know live. But who would you rather play, Rockets or Warriors?
It's not even close to me. It's the Rockets. Like after all the talk that they ran their mouth about, like, listen, man, like we destroyed you guys when we were fully healthy. We were missing 3 to 4 to 5 members of our rotation. You guys were fully healthy on Sunday, and you guys beat us by 2. Like, there's levels to this, and I think that there's been a rivalry with this team. We've always kind of played them weird. I think that there's a rivalry within the rosters as well. So I think that this is a matchup that the guys will take personally. I know the guys don't like losing. They rarely lose 2 games in a row. They rarely lose to the same team twice in a row. So
yeah,
I think that they're licking their chops at the opportunity to play the Rockets again, especially with a trip to Vegas on the line.
Are you, however, worried about Şengün's defense? And by his defense, I mean his ability to sit in the paint for 10 seconds. Is that a potential problem for you?
See, correct me if I'm like, isn't it like the NBA Cup? Aren't they supposed to have like the best refs, kind of like the
you would think so
playoffs too? So like,
you would hope so.
Hopefully, we don't have any issues with that. Yeah.
That's just that was very annoying. Food for thought. Also, RK in the chat saying it's impolite to point. Listen, if you were one of those people, I don't even remember what my argument was that I was pointing at, but if you were one of those people I was saying earlier, then I'm going to point at
complaining
you. So.
about Shai shooting so many threes.
Yeah, Shai shooting. Yeah. You better not have been one of those guys. I'm going to point at you.
Or girls.
Sorry if that's impolite, and thank you for supporting the channel. But,
of course.
Like
and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, please, while I point at you. But yeah, I agree. The Rockets are I want the revenge. I also just want Dylan Brooks to just be so mad at Shai and Shai does not give a shit at all.
Now, to be fair, there is revenge to be had on the Warriors too, because they beat us earlier in the year and then we beat them without Steph. And it's like, you only beat us because we didn't have Steph. And it's like, oh, wait, did we have anybody missing too? And
that was more ESPN though. That wasn't the Warriors.
Yeah. But I mean,
it's just ESPN being stupid, and
the Rockets' loss is more fresh. So that's why I'm going with that.
Yeah. But I'd agree. I think either one is going to be very fun. Very fun. Both of those. What are the Warriors? Are they still in the top of the West at this point? I think
they're 3 or 4. Rockets are the 2.
They're 2 still. Yeah.
Still.
I don't remember. I guess I should have pulled that up before I asked. But yeah, all of them are top playoff teams right now in the West, so it's going to be good. And then, we could potentially have the Mavs if we advance.
They're 5, but it depends on if they win tonight. I think they'll still be 5. So they're 5 right now. The Grizzlies and the Mavericks have leapfrogged them.
Okay. Yeah, they're still one of the better teams statistically. So it will be good no matter what. So we'll figure that out by like literally tomorrow. We'll know. But then we'll break it down on our next pod because we still have a few more games to go before then. But we are at the end of the group round, so it is concluded. Yep. So that's a nice little recap of both of those. One quick thing I wanted to do, I was thinking of before we leave. We'll finish a little bit earlier. We are now officially over a quarter way through the season, Dylan.
Yeah.
So I thought we would do maybe some quarter, like, how in school you had like first quarter reports and like second quarter and third quarter. Mm-hmm. We have a first quarter report for some of these players. We don't have to go through all of them, but I wanted to just see if you had any grades, either grades of in terms of surprisingly high grades or surprisingly low grades for any players right now. Anyone in this team in particular? We can start top to bottom, and we can just start off with Shai being an A+. I think we can just knock that right out. Think you'd agree?
Yeah, no, I think Shai's an A+. I think Dub's an A+. I think you can keep it moving.
Chet, A+.
Chet was an A+.
Also in NC, incomplete, but A+.
Incomplete. That's tough.
iHeart is, I would say, an A so far. Pretty much perfect. Did have a down game today.
I'm going to give iHeart A- just because that man fouls a lot.
He does certainly foul a lot. His defense is too lot to be desired. Lou Dort started off as like a solid A, but kind of fell off a little bit. We didn't mention this. I just remembered Dort's pinky was hurt. That's why his shooting was so bad.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I guess maybe that was known. I don't know. So I gave him a little bit of slack on that. But I think I would put Dort more like a B, minus. No, B.
Really?
A B. I'd say no. That B minus was too low. I'll say a B.
I was thinking A- because even when he wasn't shooting, he was still finding ways to impact the game. Like he's had games where he's had 12 rebounds. He had the game the other night where he had 6 assists. Like, of course, he's still just a monster defensively. So I'd give him an A-, and if he's shooting like he was at the beginning of the year, it's an A+.
Yeah, if he's back to the ridiculous shooting he had, like 45-ish clips level. Let's do Kaysen Wallace.
Kaysen.
Cookie jar queso.
He's started to really come around offensively. I'm going to give him a B, just a solid B, because again, like Dort, while his offense wasn't there, he was doing so many other things, man. Like I tweeted out a video of Case Wallace doing an offensive rebound against the Lakers, Dude literally was like skywalking. Like, he got up so high for that offensive rebound. And I think in that game, he had 5 offensive rebounds alone. Obviously, he's a pest defensively, getting out there, still taking the cookie monster in full effect. Nom, nom, nom. Obviously, we've been waiting for the 3-point shooting to come around these past 2 games. It looks like that's starting to happen.
Yeah.
So just because we haven't seen a full body of that so far this season, I would dock him to B, maybe even B plus, just because he's a Kentucky guy and he's my guy. So I'm going to give him a B plus.
I'll go with a B too. I was going to say he didn't have any rebounds today, but last game, those 8 rebounds, and there was those offensive rebounds. Yeah, he jumps high, but he also just like rips it down from taller players.
Yeah.
It's just that's a very, very underrated ability for a relatively small guard.
He's a buffman.
He's a buffman. Let's do a couple more. Let's do Isaiah Joe. Isaiah Joe's been very up and down, which I guess is somewhat expected of a shooter. So I'll go a little bit. It's tough. He just had such a good game, so I'm have a little bit of recency bias. But I probably would say maybe a tick lower than Kaysen. I would say maybe like a B minus, because there has been some pretty dud games so far. But then at the same time, he's had some really solid games. So I'm not going to go all the way to average because I think that's too low. I think a B minus.
See, I'd say like C plus because
that's fair.
He's also had offensive struggles, but he doesn't do as much defensively as Kaysen was doing, or rebounding the basketball. Even though he had 2 rebounds and Kaysen had 0 tonight. Yeah. But yeah, Zay's role on this team is to be a sniper, and he was not sniping. He wasn't holding his breath when he was shooting, like he's supposed to. So hopefully this is a sign of things to come.
More moon balls.
Yeah, we need more Zay moon balls. So yeah, I will give him a C plus, but it is on an upward trajectory.
Last one, Aaron saved basketball Wiggins. I don't know where to put him, to be honest. So I'm going to defer to you.
I give him a B minus. I mean, he's had the same inconsistencies as Kaysen and Joe on offense, but I kind of think he's taken a step back as a positional defender this year. So, like, he's not doing anything to actively hurt the team, but he's not as impactful on that end of the floor anymore. Again, just like these other guys, they've really turned it around these last few games. And so it's hard to dock him for that. But I would probably have him at C plus ish with Isaiah Joe. But the fact that he saved basketball kind of puts him, I got to put him in B range. So I'll probably put him at a B.
Yeah, I was going back while you were kind of mentioning it because I remember he started off pretty well, especially when he was coming off the bench and less in the starting role, which now he is coming off the bench pretty much consistently. It seems like Kaysen is the go-to guy in that starting lineup slot that we've been rotating in. But yeah, he started off a lot more consistently offensively at the beginning of the season. And sort of died off a little bit in that he's been getting like pretty much 7 or 8 points on average a game. And yeah, defensively, I mean, he did have 3 steals today, but like who didn't have 3 steals on this team? So that wasn't really necessarily indicative of his defense consistently. So yeah, I'll go B minus as well. I'll tag along with you on that. So we didn't hit all of them, but Caruso incomplete. He's out right now. Dylan Jones and AJ Mitchell are freshmen, so they don't get the grades because that's just what we're going to do for our grade reports this year. We can if you want. I don't know. If you have a grade to throw out.
I'd
the
give
rookies.
AJ Mitchell an A minus. I'd give Dylan Jones a C plus.
Whoa. Lower than I thought on Dylan Jones. He had a solid start.
I don't know about that. He gets a little shot happy, which it's like it goes in both hands because he gets a little shot happy, but he's not afraid to take the shot, which is kind of the issue with rookies sometimes. But yeah, I think that he gets a little shot happy. He gets a little turnover prone, and gets a little slow on defense in terms of like guarding quicker guys. Not exactly strong enough to guard some of these bigger guys, so it's kind of hard to find somewhere to put him on defense sometimes. But he's played a lot better here recently. I think he played pretty good against the Rockets in his minutes, and I think he played solid tonight
in Dallas. Yeah, he had a good. I remember the Dallas game. He was pretty good. So yeah, I guess I'm a little bit more of a truther with Dylan Jones. I'll move him up to a B minus. But yeah, I agree with AJ Mitchell. A minus is about right. I don't know long term if he can be the secondary ball handler when Shai's not on the court. He's done fine in that role, but I think what he has done up to this point has been pretty solid. So I expect. I don't know if that's going to continue, but we do need to give props to him in the first quarter.
He's trailed off a little bit since the start of the season, and that kind of goes to what Alex always talks about with wait till teams get like 10 games of film on you, and then it's not as easy.
Yeah.
And they've done a good job of eliminating his drives, and he's tried to counter that by tonight. I think the only shot he made, if I'm not mistaken, was a catch and shoot 3 off of a dub drive.
He had a catch and shoot 3, and then he had I guess it was garbage time. Yeah, he had another bucket. So yeah, basically just 1-3.
Gotcha. Yeah. So hopefully, they can scheme up ways to kind of counter that if they're going to have him in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. So there's our report card for the first quarter. We'll update you all at the half at the end of the semester, into the half. So we will end it there. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate it. If you were in the chat, thank you. Appreciated the little interactions today, as always.
Just want to point out, I don't want to cut you off here, but
of course,
the Warriors in it's a 2-point game now.
Okay.
Left in the game, and then the Kings are up 12 on the Rockets.
The Rockets are probably going to lose if everything holds.
The Warriors might lose too.
So if they both lose in this hypothetical, would that mean the Rockets still are the 1 seed, I assume? Because that's where they are right now.
So based on...
I wish I had a more clear situational breakdown, but I couldn't really find anything before we went live.
So based on our own Stephen Dolan's tweet, he says that if the Warriors win, it will be the Warriors hosting.
Okay.
If the Warriors lose and the Rockets lose by less than 5, the Warriors will come to OKC. And then it says the Mavs will be in OKC if the Warriors lose and the Rockets lose by more than 5.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so
the Warriors and the Mavericks were in the same
group,
so they can't face each other in the knockout round.
So the key is this is ESPN 5 minutes ago. Key for the Rockets is to ensure they don't lose by 10 points or more, in which they are guaranteed a top 2 seed and home court advantage.
Well, they are down 14 with a minute 52
that is
left.
Very close margin right now.
Alperen Şengün just got ejected.
Oh, great. Love it. Actually, I don't know. Is that good for See, I still don't know. I don't know if this means we get the matchup or not. This is some great analysis we're doing right now.
I don't know.
So it just says they're guaranteed a top 2 seed. So I guess whether they're the 1 or 2 hinges on the Warriors' point differential. It doesn't really clarify in the tweet I'm reading. So both. Oh wait, here we go. Both Houston and Golden State trail on the road. The Rockets are down 12. Warriors or whatever. If both teams lose, Houston and Oklahoma City would be top 2 seeds, pending the margin of the Rockets Kings, while Golden State would drop to number 3. Okay, so I think we actually want the Rockets to lose by more than 10, because I think that means we're the 1 seed.
Yeah, I mean, well,
I think that's what
they're
that means.
likely going to do that. They're down 15 now.
Okay. We're just doing like a live seeding breakdown if it will end, but I don't know if it will, because the last 2 minutes always take so long.
Well, they're down 15 with 1:15 left. The ball just went out
Warriors
of bounds.
have to lose 2, so we would have to make sure that happens. Nuggets are up by 2.
Aaron Holiday just made a 3 to cut it to 12 with 1:09 left.
This is so interesting. This is why the NBA Cup is. We're so invested in these point differentials.
Respect the cup.
Respect the cup. Okay, the Warriors are down by 2 with 14 seconds left. I don't know who has the ball.
Looks like free throws coming for Jokic now.
Okay, nice.
So he has a chance to put it
away.
Put
it away, Jokic.
Rockets
are down by 9.
Oh my gosh! Somebody else made a 3. Aaron Holiday again.
Aaron Holiday, why? What is
Aaron Holiday put on the flamethrower? That's crazy.
What is going on with Aaron Holiday thwarting our plans? Always. Not even when he plays us.
Oh, the Kings aren't even playing anybody. Like, they have.
He was on the court.
I don't even know who that guy is.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Alex Lynn. Dougie McBuckets is on the floor, dude.
Dougie McThunderbuckets. Jordan
is
McLaughlin.
That Cam Jones?
Yeah. No, it's Colby Jones. And Isaac Jones also, which I've never heard of Isaac Jones in my life.
Jordan McLaughlin is in there. Shout out. Oh, dude, it's 4 seconds left. I think it's over.
No, Jayshawn Tate just fouled somebody, so it looks like the Kings are getting free throws.
Oh, my God. He has to hit these free throws.
Because they are in bonus.
This is it. He has to hit these free throws. And we're the 1 seed.
Are you the Thunder Chetch from X? Colin McPherson X.
No.
That is me, sir.
No.
My name is Thunder Chats.
Clearly, as you can see there, it says Thunder Chats.
No, Jordan McLaughlin missed the first free throw.
What do we do if it's a 10-point loss, though?
I don't know.
This is the worst. We need more clarification.
We're finding out together, people.
Okay.
He missed the other one. No.
Brother, no shot. You threw this. Who paid him off? Who paid Jordan McLaughlin off?
Oh my!
Someone got in his ear and told him we can't have the Thunder as the 1 seed, brother. Please do not make these free throws. No shot. So the Rockets are going to win by 9.
Yes.
Or less. Yeah, it's over. So they won by 9.
Yeah.
Brother, how do you miss those free throws?
Looks like the Nuggets are up 4. Moses Moody missed the 3, and Christian Brown got the rebound.
But I don't think it matters anymore because the Rockets covered the margin, right?
Man,
hold on. Where was that? I had a website up earlier and I lost it that told us where. Oh, here it is. Okay. Can I please see that? There it is. Okay. ESPN live updates. I don't care about the MVPs putting on a show.
Okay, here we go. This is friend of the pod, Daniel Bell at Basketball Guru D. Says updated with the Warriors. So we'll just look at the Warriors lose. So it says that the Warriors lose and the Rockets lose by more than 8 points, the Thunder are the 1 seed. If the Warriors lose and the Rockets lose by less than 8 points, the Thunder are the 2 seed. So my understanding is the Thunder is the 1 seed.
Why did it say a 10-point?
I don't know. Maybe he forgot to carry it too.
He forgot to carry the 1. So they don't lose by 10 points or more. in which case they're guaranteed a top 2 seed and home court advantage. So if he literally made one of those free throws, that would have been 10 points.
Oh, here we go. We have the definitive. The Thunder are the 1 seed playing the Mavericks.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
How are we getting all this? How is all this information so varied? This is very confusing.
Friend of the pod, Brett Siegel, NBA of Clutch Points, tweeted that out. So shout out, Brett.
So we're the 1 seed. We just went through all that to figure out we're the 1 seed.
Hey,
shout out.
It's fun to be here.
What a time to be alive. Well, that was a lot of stress for no reason.
I mean,
shout out us.
Shout out Jordan McLaughlin.
Bro, Jordan McLaughlin, if that would have mattered, he would have been on my hate watch list.
If that would have mattered. Dude, he said, I'm taking your under next time you play.
I would put him on my hate list. You can't do that. That was insane.
He scored 0 points, so I don't think you could even bet on him if you wanted to.
Probably not.
Wow, this is nuts, bro. So when do we...
I don't know if we're going to know the scheduling yet. It's probably going to be tomorrow at the latest.
I'm trying to see NBA Cup. This is quarterfinals, correct?
Yes.
So it will be on December 10th and December 11th on Tuesdays. And then the semifinals. 11th? Yeah. So that's the Tuesday and Wednesday. And then the semifinal will be Saturday on December 14th. And then the final will be Tuesday on December 17th.
Gotcha. Okay. That works for me. I'll be in attendance virtually to participate in those games.
Man, this is gonna be fun. So yeah, that is what that's next week, isn't it? That's a week from
today.
Whoo, buddy.
We here.
So the next few games. So the Thunder play the Raptors on Thursday, correct?
I believe so. Give me a minute. Oh yeah, we didn't even do it. We should have done this before we started rambling about the NBA Cup.
It's
so
fine.
Sorry if you're still listening. Yeah, Thursday Raptors, Saturday Pelicans. Very easy slate coming up, potentially.
And now we'll probably play Tuesday against the Mavericks and then Thursday against the Magic.
Okay.
And then
Thursday.
Oh no, not Thursday. Sorry. That's after the NBA Cup. So.
Yeah. So we just play Tuesday and Saturday, or Tuesday and Friday of next week if we advance to the semis.
Yeah.
Oh no, I guess we play anyway. We just play the loser of
we'll play Tuesday. The semifinals in Vegas is on Saturday. The finals is Tuesday on Vegas.
What happens if we lose the quarterfinals though? Because don't we still play?
We still play a game, but I don't know what day it'll be.
Wouldn't it be the loser of the other quarterfinals matchup?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess
that has to be. Yeah. So okay,
it's all very confusing.
We're figuring it out on the fly.
It's so funny. They interview the players and they're asking them like, what are your thoughts on the NBA Cup? And it's very confusing. There's a lot goes into it.
Make it. Yeah, there's so much.
I just try to win and go from there.
Yeah. For those of you listening, you are learning right along with us how this works. But I think we figured it out. Tuesday we play. We are the 1 seed, so we play the Mavs on Tuesday. And then the Rockets Warriors play. If we win, we play the winner of that in Vegas. If we lose, then we're probably going to have a home game because we're the 1 seed against the loser of the other quarterfinals game on Saturday. So, and then we don't play again until Thursday.
Fun stuff.
2-0 Raptors and Pelicans. I wanted to throw that out there. Make sure I got my prediction in.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say the Raptors are playing better now. They got all their guys back.
Scotty is back, yeah.
Scotty Barnes has been nuts. I think he put up 34 tonight against the Pacers.
Pirtle has been a rebounding machine.
Yeah. Got Pirtle matched up with Hartenstein, Dub matched up with Scotty, and then I guess RJ and Shai, the Canadian brothers.
Canadian brothers.
So that'll be fun.
It'll be fun. It'll be a fun time.
And then the Pelicans are starting to get a little bit healthier, and they got DeJounte Murray back.
He was
Trey
asked the
Murphy's
other
back,
day, though.
obviously.
He's not. I only say that because I had his over 1.5 threes, and he went 1 of 9. So I was very mad.
Yeah.
It's tough.
He's not great.
It's been bad.
Dude, what about him trading or waiving Elfrid Payton after he put up crazy numbers in his first game in like years?
I don't know why they signed him in that whole storyline was so weird because he hadn't played in so long, and then why would you get rid of him after you randomly decided to sign him?
How many games did he even play?
It has to be like no less than 5 or no more than 5, I won't say.
I don't even know if he got 5. Like, I only remember hearing about the first one that he. Oh no, he definitely played him more than. Wow, he played him a lot more games than I thought he played.
More than 5?
He played in 7 games.
Oh wow, that's
So-
more than I thought.
Yeah, so the game that he kind of like went viral about was against the. Where'd it go? Was against the Pacers, in which he had 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 21 assists.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that game. 20 assists. That's
Which is
crazy.
just like, what? Like his next highest is 8.
He was on he had a special juice that day.
Yeah, so that was.
I don't know why they got rid of him after that. That's crazy.
They got rid of him because Murray came back, but I mean, at this point,
There's got to be someone else who did not just record 20 assists that you can get rid of.
yeah, that's funny though. That's funny. All right, man. You ready to?
We're
peace
done.
out of it?
We out of here. Thank you all for tuning in. And we appreciate your patience as we try to figure out the NBA Cup. We just spent more time than I want to think about figuring that whole thing out live. So we appreciate that.
Sweating it live.
Again, if you are on a podcast, make sure you download, leave us a 5-star review. We appreciate those. Spotify, leave us a comment. And if you're watching on YouTube, shout out Cooper Adams in the chat. Saw your message. Thank you. Everyone else who chatted throughout the video, we appreciate you. If you are watching this posthumously,
Come on. Man.
you can feel free to give your quarter grades for any of the Thunder players in the comments below, or what you think of the matchup against the Mavs in the NBA Cup next week. Either way, be sure to leave a comment for the algorithm and leave a like and subscribe. So that's all I got. Dylan, any final thoughts?
Oh, Thunder up, baby. We're going cupping.
We're going cupping, baby. We respect the cup around these parts. So, I'll do it. God bless.